Hi everyone, Great Power 60 here. I'm trying something, oh gosh, brand new. I have never ever done before. It's going to be an experiment. You know what I'm like with experiments. Okay, let me grab one of these. So this paper is part of a handmade paper stash that I have. This one has a little bit more leaves in it, and this one has more threads in it. And it's smoother on this side than it is, and it's rough on this side, which is what I wanted to make. I want to make an art journal. Now, I completely forgot about this journal that I had, so that when I'm doing any gel painting or whatever, I was starting to use this. This is my 2 pages only that I have in here for my runoff for my brayer, and I started using it, and then I put it away and forgot about it, so it's got to go with my gel press on my shelf, so that, yeah. Anyway, so I want to make this the cover, and I want to keep the pages large. So I'm trying, I mean, obviously this is not going to make a cover, and what I was thinking of doing is I have different watercolor paper. This one is, there are 20 sheets, and it's 300 GSM. And the same with this one, I believe. Yeah, 300 GSM. This has 12 sheets in it. This is a little bit smoother. No, actually, they're both, no, this one's more rough, and this one is very smooth. So I'm wondering the difference. Fine grain, this one here, this is cold press. I'm just reading to see if this might be a better option to use as the cover. The reason I had picked this one, is because of the size. The size of it is just about the right size, and I wouldn't need to cut much off of there, so that I could have that as the cover, but I'm going to have to glue it on. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway. Yeah. I'm just trying to see here. See, this is the other one, but it is much larger, and I don't want to waste that one. These are 9 by 12, the bigger one, and this one is 11 and 3, because it's landscape, 11 and 3/4 by 8 1/4. So it's just a little bit bigger. And I thought that this would make a strong enough cover for this. So what I will need to do is paint it on, is to, I'll have to turn that one over, yeah. That's the smooth side, and that is the other side. So I may want to put the smooth side down. So I'm thinking, what is the best way to glue this together? You know, what would be the best option? Now, I can just use white glue and dilute it. I don't have a bowl, but I do have this jar, and I thought if I'm going to have to get some more white glue. I believe this one is, it doesn't really matter whether or not it goes white or whether it goes clear. That doesn't matter. So I'm thinking that I need to see, when you don't put the top on properly, you get the excess glue stuck to the lid when you don't glue it properly. Okay, so that's what my plan is. I'm going to add glue in here. I'm going to be using quite a bit of it, and it's probably old as well, is probably the reason why it's so thick. And I'll just have to get myself a new one. Now I'm going to take my brush. There we go. I probably could get more out of it, but we'll see. And I just put some water in this jar. I'm going to water it down and mix it well, which is great because I won't splatter all over the place. This glue doesn't want to mix as well as I would like it to, but it just takes time. I could probably put the lid on and shake the heck out of it, couldn't I? I probably could do that. And I'm also going to need some parchment paper. I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't even know if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to give it a try and see if I can glue everything together on this sheet. Now I'm putting the glue on this portion here because it's the flatter piece. Okay. Now I'm going to fold that over, and what I'm going to have to do, now that that's folded over, and I'm making a mess. Well, it's because the sheet is bigger. Now, this glue may seep through this handmade paper, but that's okay. I'm going to let that dry overnight. Now, I've got that page done, and as I said before, this is also, because it is watercolor paper, it absorbs all that moisture. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to cover this and then fold this one over, and hopefully it will leave. I'm doing it very messy job. There we go. Again, I'm just going to spread this on here. Now I've got to make sure that it is even with the page underneath. And I am making it quite wet. I think I probably have a little bit too much water. Water and glue solution. But I've been wanting to do this for a really long time. Now I'm going to separate that page, and I am going to place it. I want to leave a bit of a gap, and it doesn't matter if it's not quite even, because it is going to fold over. There we are. And now all of this excess will be cut off once it's dry. So we're going to leave that overnight, and hopefully that will make a really nice cover. And I will, I'm sticking to everything here. I will leave it flat like this. And then we'll see what that looks like tomorrow. Now, because this is handmade paper, they call it. I'm sure it was done by machine, but handmade paper. It is definitely going to need to be reinforced here because it is very, very thin. But for now, I'm going to leave that. Eventually, I'll put a strip here to cover the binding and so on. So that is going to be the cover. And the cover is, I magically need my ruler. Sorry if I hit you guys there. So the size of this, I think we talked about it. It's 11 by 7.5. And if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget. Let me move that out of the way. I'll keep this glue for another day, for another session. I think I'll just write it on my glue page here because it's going to be staying there. So what did I say? 7.5. Oh, great. I got a pen that doesn't work. It's starting to dry out. It must have been one of my old ones. We'll try this. So 7.5. I think I said by 11. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, 11. So 7.5 by 11 means that these sheets that I want to put inside will have to be probably for the signature. I don't know if you can see me or not. I'm just writing here. So for the signature, it would probably, instead of being 7.5, maybe 7.25 by 10.75 to give me a little bit of room. Yeah. I think that's probably what will happen. So I'm going to put that away. I'm going to put that aside to dry. Yes, it will curl up because it is watercolor paper. We're going to put that aside to dry. Right on the floor. So I'm just going to move you up, and I'll be right back. I want to get involved more in watercolors. I want to do a little bit more collaging. I've been watching some artists doing different collage type pages using different things and using different images, maybe from a magazine, maybe from, you know, a printout or whatever, and using part of it and then coloring the rest and maybe adding some words like a poem, or, you know, just words to live by, life lessons, etc. And I want to try that. So I wanted to make myself a art journal made from that paper, because it's sitting here and I have so much of it. So many different, they're all different patterns. But it's a shame to waste it and not use it. Now, the sheet that I just glued on was only half, because it comes in two. It comes in 2 sheets. And I thought this was a great size for an art journal, where I could either do it landscape and have more room, or do it portrait. My thoughts are that I'm going to be doing it landscape, where each page is going to have some artwork on it. I want to practice. I want to learn. I want to do more watercolor. My channel has always been about paper crafts, and this is obviously paper, but it's also multimedia. We've been doing some gel printing. We've been doing creating different things. I've been experimenting with all kinds of different crafts, and sharing with you, for instance, sharing with you the little Christmas elves that I made, and I like repurposing things as well. So I hope you'll come along with me. I'm actually looking at this now, even though I measured it to be 7.5. I don't think I'm going to be needing to cut down more than that, so that when I have these in here, they're going to be full pages. So then the other question is, if I am making it this large and I am using the full page, how am I going to attach it to the cover? And this is my thought, is that I'm not going to create signatures. I'm actually it's more going to be like a folio or a folder. It's going to be more like a folder, where I'm going to have these pages. Some may be portrait and some may be landscape. And I think I am just going to, until they're all created, until they're all done, I am just going to leave them loose, and once they're done, I'll be able to put them together or just leave it as a folio. And I think if I do it this way, and this is my cover, I mean, this, not this one, but the one I've just glued, I think I will, instead of a journal, I'm going to have an art folder. An art folder. So it's not a journal, it will be an art folder. And I will, as I create, I can take out a page, do some artwork, and put it back in here. And then here I have a beautiful art folder. We've been talking about journals. Oh my gosh, look how thick this page. This is the backing of this. This is really quite thick. It's almost, I think it's about 2/16 of an, almost an eighth of an inch thick. This is lovely cardboard. I'll be able to use that for something someday. Who knows what it will be. So I think rather than have these pages sewn into a, sorry, I'm just going to put things away here while I'm talking. Yeah, so instead of making a signature that is sewn in, I'm going to just have, oops, this is the cover. Oh, that's quite a hefty piece of paper I might be able to use someday. We'll put that away. And these are all glued on here, but I can easily take that apart, I think. And go through them and take them off, take off the glue here. Yeah, so I just had an epiphany, a brainstorm. I've just had a brain fart, a brainstorm that I'm going to use the cover that I have just glued. I'll be using that as a folder, and it will be my art collection. And I think that's probably what I'll call it, an art collection, because I do want to play around and learn more about watercolor and maybe designing something and doing some collaging on here. And yeah, so that's what I am up to tonight. That was my brainstorm. I am really thrilled with this. I am excited to give it a try and see how things go. So rather than do signatures, I think it's just going to be my art. Now I'm going to have to come up with a lovely cover here with art journal written on it. Maybe I'll be able to print that off on my printer. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me. Wait for part 2 when the cover is dry. It's going to probably be tomorrow. And yeah, and we'll see how that goes and see if I can come up with something really cool and a closure of some kind to keep it all together. And yeah, so stay tuned. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.